What's up, guys? Welcome back to another weekly preview of our Marble Strength program. I want to thank everybody for that Bring a Friend event this past weekend. It was awesome meeting new people, and we hope we get to keep some of them. We have going on a lot of Marble Mayhem stuff, so if you haven't signed up or don't know what it is, let me tell you, Marble Mayhem is our finale to the end of the year. It's 4 workouts, 1 a week for the month of December, finishing out with our super total on December 30th and our holiday party. No matter who you are, what level you're at, definitely register for this thing. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to put everybody in teams. Each week, I'll put out a new workout, and you'll have the entire week to get it done. So if you don't show up on the day that we're doing it as a class, we can always swap it in for the workout that week, just so that you can get your points for your team. We want everybody to participate. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to group everybody as evenly as possible to make the teams as even as possible. And it's going to just help you become more part of the community and have a little fun at the end of the year. We're going to finish out strong. Super Total is always a fantastic event. It's a long morning if you've ever been a part of it. And if not, then it's a good first time to see the events that you participate in. It's a little scary at first, but it's a lot of fun. And it really opens your eyes to what we do here and how we finish out and party. So definitely sign up. The links are everywhere. If you need more links, I'll post them. I'll email them to you again. I'll text them to you again. So just be on the lookout. Definitely start registering for that. We got a handful of people so far, and we want a handful more. So let's get everybody involved in Marble Mayhem this year. And with all that being said, let's look at this week's workouts. All right. So we have Monday, October 30th. Our mindset for the day. What we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. So as long as we keep practicing things properly, that excellence becomes more of a habit than it is an actual, like, you're born with it type thing. So whatever you're doing positively and properly all the time, you're going to get a lot more out of it. So keep that in mind as we go through our workout today and every day. Kicking it off with some bench press, building up to about 90% with a pause. If you're not sure of where you're at with that bench press, we can scale back the weights and just sort of build up a little bit to a heavy-ish single for our newer athletes, and for our middle athletes, middle of the road, just learning how to bench press because we don't bench press super often. Just feel out the weights and talk to your coach during the workout so you understand what they're expecting of you. Then we're kicking off the conditioning with the workout called Deadline. Deadline is a 4-minute AMRAP. We're going to do this 4 times, and you're going to have there's no break in between because it's every 4 minutes for 4 rounds. So you're going to complete 15 deadlifts, 1,200 meters on the bike, and 3 legless rope climbs for our competitive athletes in under 4 minutes. We're aiming for at least 3 minutes so that you get that minute break. Each round is going to be scored so individually. So we'll have 4 separate scores for this one. If you're our level 1 athlete, just a little bit weight might be a little bit too heavy, or rope climbs might be a little bit too difficult. Scale the weight back, 185, 125. Rope climbs, use your feet. There is a video, so check it out. Level 2, a little bit more scaled back on the bike a little bit, and then the lying down rope climbs, some modification. And then our newbies who just joining us and just getting started with the program and just sort of understanding what's happening, any limitations, use any weight on your deadlift, sub it in for with dumbbells, do 1,000 meters on the bike, and modified rope climbs to a box, or 10 ring rows is good for us. Make sure you take down their score and time for each round so we can keep track of it and throw it into Wad Hopper. All right, that's our first workout. I just suggest that you sort of rip through the deadlift. Should be something that you can do in one shot unbroken. Like, you shouldn't have to break it up more than 2 sets. The 1,200 meters should take about a little over a minute. And then the 3 legless rope climbs, if we're jumping, should take you about 30 seconds. And if we're using our feet, also 30 seconds. Jump, pull, get up to the top, hit the ceiling, right? These movements should take about 3 minutes each round. So you have a minute in between to rest and get back to the deadlift. So that's our first workout for Deadline Monday. What do you guys think? Coming at you with Tuesday, we got back squats, and every 2 minutes we're keeping with that theme, but this time we're doing 1 squat, 90% plus. And then we got a little workout called Plain and Simple. Our mindset for the day: death is one prophecy that hasn't failed. Well, you know it's coming. You know you have a deadline, so let's treat every day like it's the last one and make every moment count, right? That is one thing that we're sure of is that we need to do everything to 100% of our ability and be in control as much as possible. Take this day, enjoy it, put your best foot forward. All right. So we got our back squats every 2 minutes for 5 rounds. We're going to hit a really heavy squat, 90 to 95% for our competitive athletes. If we can get 100% for 5 singles, wow, that would be awesome. But 90% and a little bit more is more than fine. If you want to start with 90 and sort of creep your way up over those 5 rounds, that's totally fine. Just no failing. You fail that weight, we beat you with a PVC pipe. All right, competitive athletes, don't fail. Level 1, scaling it back to 2 squats at about 80 to 85% on those 5 rounds. We want you to just focus on using heavier weights and bracing and making sure your form is top notch. Level 2, we're focusing on form and that full range of motion. So this is for people who are sort of in the middle of the beginning. Right, you've been with us a few months, but you're still not at that top weight set, or you've been doing this for a few months, but you're still not at that level to push yourself as hard as you need to. Let's go 4 squats every set. You can increase the weight, but I wouldn't go past 75% if you have a 1RM. And if you do not, I wouldn't go past a certain weight that feels comfortable where you can move it smoothly in a full range of motion, hitting depth and quality. And our guys who have just started with us, have just finished on ramp or have some limitations, we're doing 5 squats and we're focusing on how to walk that bar out, form, range of motion. If we need to modify the movement to a box or an elevated surface, we'll do that. All right. But that's our squats for the day. Make sure you talk to your coach to figure out which level you're at, and that's the one we want you to do. The conditioning for the day is called plain and simple. This is a 1-rounder, similar to what we did last week, but we got 600-meter run, 30 burpee box jump overs, and 600-meter run again. So we're pacing out that first run, going through our burpee box jump overs as smoothly as possible, and then sort of pacing out the first half of that run and then finishing strong on the back half. All right, our scaling modifications is going to be all about the burpees and a little bit about the run. So level 1, you're going to do burpee box step overs, so you don't have to jump. Everybody in our competitive track is going to be jumping. Level 2, we'll scale that back to just burpees and we'll forget the box, or we'll scale it back to just box jump overs and forget the burpees. Depends on which modification we need to go for. And our level 3 people who are just starting with us and just getting accustomed to the way we're doing things, just finished on ramp, all that stuff. 1/4-mile run or a 500-meter row, and you could do squat thrusts instead of the burpee box jump overs. If you can get squat thrusts and a step up, that's cool too. We can modify the step to be a little bit lower, but we want to make sure that you're getting some sort of a workout in there that's similar to what we're after. This is a 12-minute time cap, so pace the first run, go through the burpees as smoothly as possible, finishing strong on the back end, pace the first half of the second run, and then sprint it home for the finish. All right, and that's our Tuesday, plain and simple. Wednesday, we got some power cleans, EMOM, and we got the Chief, but a slight varied version. And our mindset for Wednesday: when I write, I feel like an armless, legless man with a crayon in his mouth. And this is just a reminder to help you understand that even some of the best people in their field feel awkward and clumsy at times. I don't always feel confident in what I'm doing, but when I'm doing certain things, it helps me figure out where I need to get to, what I need to fix. And everybody feels awkward, especially when we're introducing these new movements to you, or we're doing something a little bit different than you haven't done before. It's scary. It's weird. You're in a new environment. So everybody can feel kind of weird and clumsy at times. Fight through it, and your greatness will show at the end of the road. There will always be light at the end of the tunnel. So that's our mindset for today on our Wednesday journey. And like I said, we're going through an EMOM power clean. Our competitive athletes have some percentages to work off of: 40, 50, 60 for triples, 70, 75, 80 for doubles, and 85, 90, 90, 90. So if we did that power clean last week for double, we're going to aim for 3 singles at 90%. All right, so not of that double, but about 90% singles of your best power clean ever. Let's aim for 3 singles in that EMOM and make them as perfect as possible. Our level 1 athletes are scaling it back just a little bit, just to work on the movement. Maybe you're not super confident with power cleans. Maybe you're not super confident with cleans at all. So 80 to 85% for our finished singles is really good idea, just to work on the movement and work on that timing. All right. Level 2 athletes, people who have been here for a few months, but still haven't quite grasped all of the concepts of weightlifting. 3 reps every minute for 10 minutes, and try to add every other set will stay the same when you reach a point where your form is about to break down. So 3 reps every minute for 10 minutes. This is not working up to a max. This is just working up to 3 quality reps for that 10 minutes. And our level 3 athletes who have just completed on-ramp in the last 3 months, still getting a feel for weightlifting stuff, still getting a feel for certain things. 4 hang power cleans so that we learn how to use our legs and keep that chest up. Lightweight to work on the movement. If you need to use a muscle variation, which means you're not jumping underneath the bar or squatting, then that's totally fine as long as we can understand how to use the legs to drive that bar up. So those are your 3 options, 4 options really for power cleans and the EMOM. And then we're going right into the workout. The Chief got mad at me. Now, the Chief is a workout that is 3 power cleans, 6 push-ups, and 9 air squats. I think there were 3-minute rounds, and it's like 5 rounds. So this one is a 4-minute AMRAP, and you're going to do 12 toes to bar and 60 double unders as a buy-in, and then as many reps as you can of the Chief, which is listed right there, and I just explained it. So our competitive athletes are using 135 and 95, doing 6 proper push-ups, not crappy push-ups. You know, you're doing chest hits the floor, hips don't lie on the floor. If they do a little bit, that's fine, but we won't get that full range of motion. 9 full range of motion air squats, hip crease below the top of the knee, chest stays up, full extension at the top. Now, our level 1 athletes, we need to scale back a little bit because of weight or because of double unders, because of skill. Toes to something, 12 reps, double the double unders for times 2 singles, and then 95, 65 on the cleans. And that's going to be your Chief. Level 2 athletes, hanging knee raises, singles, 75, 55, and a modified push-up on the bar is totally fine for the Chief part. If you need to just sort of worm your way up, that's fine too. And our level 3 athletes, people just started with us or just completed on-ramp, sit-ups, 45 singles, sub the dumbbells or use an empty bar and modify the push-ups either on an elevated surface or you can do dumbbell bench presses on the floor if that makes it easier. So floor press. And if you need to squat to a box or a bench, that's fine too. Just make sure we're working towards that full range of motion. So every time you complete a 4-minute round, wherever you leave off on the Chief, that's where you're going to begin after you finish your buy-in for the next round. So round 1, you did up to the 2nd round of power cleans. On round 2, you'll do your toes to bar, do your jump rope, and then start with your push-ups and continue in that fashion. So that's our workout for Wednesday. The Chief got mad at me. What do you guys think? Thursday, we got some active recovery. Complete 3 rounds for time of the following 500-meter row, 21 American kettlebell swings, 53-35, resting 1-to-1. Our mindset for the day. The most important decision we make is whether we believe we live in a friendly or hostile universe, right? Your perception is everything. So whatever you make of it, that's what you're going to believe, and that's how you're going to react to things around you. So if you change your mindset to think in a more positive, friendly environment, we might have a more positive, friendly outlook. So keep that in mind when we're doing our active recovery today. So we have some bodybuilding to go over in the beginning. We'll do some Romanian deadlifts, some strict handstand push-ups, some V-ups or something similar, and some more strict handstand push-ups, working on those positions, working on a little bit of gymnastics, and just getting a little bodybuilding warm-up before we get into our active recovery Thursday. All right, we got 500-meter rows, 21 kettlebell swings. These are American for our competitive athletes, 53-35. Level 1 and 2 are also American, but they are lighter weights, 44-26, 35-18. And level 3 is going to be subbing Russian. For anybody who doesn't know the difference, American swings, we go all the way up, full extension at the elbows, hips, knees, and wrists. And Russian is just to eye level. So we're just focusing on that hip drive and driving that weight up towards our face. Really simple workout. We're going to rest 1-to-1, pace out the first round so you get a little bit of a break. And you're going to try and pick up the pace on the 2nd and 3rd round so we finish real strong on that 3rd round. Kettlebell swing should be unbroken. So let's use a kettlebell that you can definitely do unbroken and it's not going to break you down. So 53 is too heavy for your RX weights and your competitive weights. Just scale it back to level 1. It's an active recovery day. This is more about keeping your positions, keeping form as perfect as possible, right? That's how we get that progress. So that's our active recovery day. Nice, quick, easy day, simple day, and we'll gear up for Friday. All right, Friday. Our mindset. Motivation can get you started. Commitment is what keeps you going, right? Motivation is only a small piece of the puzzle. The discipline to keep moving and do this for reasons that are bigger than yourself is how we make that progress and make it consistent. So being consistent for the effort is going to keep you motivated, and that motivation will stay long-term if we know what our goals are and how we're going to get there. So stay motivated, stay committed, stay consistent. All right, we got push press every 2 minutes for 8 rounds this time. So 16 minutes, we're going 4 push press, and our competitive athletes, we're going to start about 50% and aim to build up to a heavy 4 over that 8 sets. So we're going to start super light at that 50% and sort of build up from there. We're not going to get super heavy on a 4 rep push press. So keep in mind that we're going to make smaller jumps to work on the positions and work on the movement a little bit more. Level 1 athletes are going to build until about the 5th or 6th set, and then they'll keep the weight the same. And once again, this is more about focusing on position and posture and the movement, and not so much how much weight we can get over our head. We want you to do it more properly and more smoothly, so keep that in mind as we're going through it. Level 2 athletes only add if you feel comfortable or if your coach says, yeah, you can throw on an extra few pounds. And once again, we're focusing on form first, so keep that in mind. Level 3 athletes, we're just going to add only if the coach says, yes, put on a few more pounds, but we're just going to work on that movement, work on that hip drive, and work on that really tight finish overhead. So that's our push press for the day, 4 rep max-ish, depending on where you're at. Then our workout, Vernon Littlefield. Complete as many reps as possible in 15 minutes of the following: 5 thrusters, 10 pull-ups, 100-meter sprint. And we'll go through that as many times as we can in 15 minutes. Our competitive athletes are going to use 115 pounds or 85 pounds, and they're going to do strict pull-ups. So we're going to work on a lot of back strength today. It's not going to be a super quick workout or quick turnover. We should see, I'd say 90 seconds to 2 minutes each round, depending on your pull-up strength. Now, if your pull-ups become very bad towards the middle of rounds, start shaking out. Get sets of 2 to 3 if possible. Sets of 1 is fine. And if you have to down the road, just go into that kipping motion. It's fine, right? Get what you can in the competitive track, and then start to scale back just to get more work done over those 15 minutes. But stay focused and keep your form to build up as much as possible. Level 1's going to be 95-65 with kipping, which is going to be a smoother workout for most of you. So if we need to scale back to that level 1 method, there might be a better option. But if we're going to work on the strict movements and you guys are up to it, strict pull-ups are totally obviously a better movement for most of you. Level 2, 75-55 with jumping pull-ups. We're not using bands this week. So jumping pull-ups, going to find a bar that you can jump up to and pull, get your chin over the bar, and then control yourself down. All right, if we have to add a little bit of a box, that's cool too. Level 3, 45-35 or partial movement on the thrusters. Either just do the squat or just do the press, depending on where you're limited. Then ring rows and 6 shuttle runs. 25 feet equals 1 rep. So down and back is 2. So 3 times down and back in the gym is good for us. So where you're going to do that, you're going to hit those thrusters in 1 unbroken set, get 2 to 3 pull-up sets in there, and then use the 100-meter sprint to pace it out for your thrusters to return. We're looking at about 8 to 9 sets or rounds of this at the top level, and 5 to 7 on the second, and then so on and so forth, depending on where we're at. I think like 5 to 7 is going to be a good breakdown of where we're at. So that's our Thursday workout. Vernon Littlefield got it from Ballers. Check it out. What do you guys think? All right, our last workout of the week, Saturday. If you come on Saturdays, they're a lot of fun. It's the Murder Fit. Murder Fit is just about, having a fun workout with a good group of people. So our mindset for the day on our Saturday Murder Fit: I define anxiety as experiencing failure in advance. All right, so when we're anxious about something, it's that we're worried something's not going to happen. Let's let those fears go. Let's let that anxiety go, and let's just succeed. All right, we don't need to be anxious. We know what our job is. I think a lot of times I'll see you guys setting up for a big lift, and you're all in your head. You start thinking, what could go wrong? What could go wrong? Start thinking about what could go right and do that and execute. All right, so that's our mindset for the day. Murder Fit workout: chest bump, 4 rounds for time, 400-meter run, 20 dumbbell bench press, and 100-meter farmer's carry. I spelled carry wrong in there, so I'll fix that. Cool. All right, we're using 50 pounds and 35 pounds. These are dumbbells. So grab a bench. If we need to go to the floor press, because we're running short on different equipment, then we can go to the floor, and that's fine too. 4 rounds, quarter-mile run, 20 dumbbell bench, and down and back, holding the dumbbells outside and inside. We'll use 35-25 on level 1, 30-20 on level 2, and level 3 is going to be a run or a row, 25-15 or best dumbbells, and then 8 shuttle runs down and back. 25 feet down and back is good for us. Make sure you touch the floor every shuttle run. So that's our chest bump. It's going to be a pacer on the first couple of rounds, and then the last round, we're going to go for glory. Figure it should take about 4 to 5 minutes each round. So 30-minute time cap is plenty of time to get this one done. And we'll have a nice optional after party of some bodybuilding. But yeah, that's our week, guys. I think it's a really fun week that we have planned for you. So definitely make sure you can get here for those workouts. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. We got a lot of cool workouts planned, and I'm excited to see what's going on. But be sure to sign up for Marble Mayhem. If you need more information on what it is and why you need to participate, just ask me, email me, text me. I don't care. I will make sure I help you understand that it's a super important event for us here at Marble, and you're going to have a lot of fun doing it. So we've seen, if you're in our Facebook group, you've seen how many people are registered already. You've seen our team leaders. We're going to start breaking you guys up into teams and who's going to recruit who. And then we're going to get this party started December 4th. Is kicking off that first workout. So it's going to be a ton of fun, and we're going to make sure you guys are super prepared for it. So get excited about this. It's going to be a ton of fun. If you guys need anything, let me know. Other than that, age is inevitable. Weakness is not. So keep on lifting shit with us here at Marble Strength. We'd love it. And I'll see you on Monday, prepared and ready for battle. Thank you.